everybody, my name is Queen Chioma. Welcome to my latest video. As you know, I'm the director of UKs Dazzling Beauty, but I'm also a former multiple award-winning beauty queen myself, and I thought I'd wear my sash and my crown in this video just to show you that I've actually been there and done it myself. So I'm not asking you to do anything that I've not done myself. As you can see, I'm wearing my sash that says Miss Charity UK Face of Europe. So basically I won this in 2011 and I got the opportunity to compete in the Face of Europe Grand Final with 55 grand finalists at the time, and it was in Disneyland Paris. So it was an amazing experience. I loved every moment of it. It was so much fun. And I met so many amazing girls, and I had the opportunity to just stand out and shine. And from there, I ended up winning a bigger crown, and I won a new sash, which I'll show you. So I won the Miss Charity Europe Award, which was just amazing. I'm so proud of myself, like raising money for charity, winning this with all the girls that were there. And then in the end, I won this. I was just so delighted, and I'm going to put this one on. So I ended up winning Miss Charity Europe. I raised over £1,600 for Rainbow Child Foundation charity and Headway charity. And then I was invited to come to a ball, which was the Headway charity ball. And basically I was awarded with a new crown and a new, this new sash. I was given this new sash. And then I was also given a glass award, which you see here. And it says on it, Face of Europe Charity Award. And so I was given this too. No. Okay, so yeah, it was a really good experience. And I think that Pageants has really built my confidence. It's opened a lot of doors of opportunity. The glamour that comes with it, the fabulosity that comes with it, the appearances that you get to make, the features in newspapers and magazines, and I got to go on a lot of TV shows. I even ended up becoming a TV presenter as well. And then now, obviously, as you know, I'm the director of UKs Dazzling Beauty. Another sash that I won that I'm really grateful for, another title crown that I won, was Miss Stylist Boutique. And so here it is. And basically I got the opportunity to go to Swansea, Wales and cut that ribbon to open Stylist Boutique, which is an amazing opportunity. And that wouldn't have come if I didn't enter a beauty pageant. So I definitely think that there is some value in entering beauty pageants. And obviously that is an amazing achievement, being invited to do such an amazing thing and to be part of such a grand opening of the boutique that we all know and love so much. And so basically I just think it's been an amazing opportunity, amazing experience. And I want to talk to you a bit about my pageant story. So hope you enjoy it. So with my pageant story, it all started in 2010. And if you don't know me, you probably won't know that I mainly started off as a singer, and I was always very passionate about singing. And I used to sing in a lot of talent shows, and I used to come become a semi-finalist or a grand finalist, and you know, I think once I won. And so there's just all these different competitions that I was in, and I was always performing at different events. Even though I didn't really consider myself to be a singer when I was growing up, I was more of like the harmony girl in my group. But I think I kept getting people say to me, be a singer, go for your dreams, make it happen. And so I started to really take their advice on board, and I started to put myself out there to start singing at events. Okay, so one day, basically I got a phone call from Cyprus. I just got a random phone call, yeah? One of those phone calls that you just dream about getting, but you never ever get. We all want to be famous and we all want to do these amazing things, but we never get the phone call, right? But I actually got the phone call from Cyprus, and basically a lady said to me, we want you to fly out to Cyprus in 8 days, yeah, and join a girl band. This girl band, you're going to tour around the whole of Cyprus. You're going to do amazing things, and basically flight would be covered, accommodation would be covered. Basically, I would be paid a salary, and I would only work in the evenings, and I'll get the day to myself, so I could lie on the pool, go on the beach, do whatever I want to do. It was an amazing opportunity. So at the time, I decided that I was going to speak to my mentor and find out what he thought about this, because I knew that he would give me brilliant advice. And so he said to me, you've got two choices. You can either decide to go for this opportunity and just give it your all, or you don't have to go, but you can decide to, from now on, actively seek out opportunities in the UK. And I thought, you know what, that is exactly what I'm going to do. The good news is they didn't even say to me that I have to choose. In the end, it became a thing where they said they're going to postpone it. So it was like, oh, I felt like that was like a godsend. I'm like, thank you, God, that I didn't have to say no, because I would never want to say no to an opportunity like that. So I felt like this was actually a sign that maybe this is a taster of what could come, but at the moment there's still more to be done. So I felt like that's it. I went on Star Now. I started applying for anything that come up, like auditions and anything to do with getting myself out there, castings. What happened next is that I stumbled on the Miss Great Britain competition, and I entered the competition, and it was an amazing opportunity. I started off by entering Miss Central London, and I knew that I had to enter that. I knew if I just missed that, I would be missing out on something so big. So I didn't care whether anyone was going with me or not. I mean, I had friends that were lined up to come, but I was just like, I've got to get myself there. When I went to the pageant, I didn't actually know what to wear. When I went to Miss Central London, I didn't know the girls, I didn't know anyone. It was just a new experience altogether, but I knew I had to be there. It wasn't a choice. It was like, you must be there. If you do not go to this pageant, you're going to miss out on an opportunity. I knew it was almost as if a new door was being opened for me. And if I didn't go, I would miss that door. That door would just close. It would shut. And so I basically just went for it. And my friends, I think I had a couple of friends that met me after, and they came to watch. But the truth is, I didn't even know what to wear. I didn't know what to wear. I wore a cotton dress, a pink cotton dress. It was short. It wasn't even long. It wasn't glamorous or anything like that. And I think I got it from like Peacocks or something like that. And then I had like this little short cardigan thing, or it was like a kind of sequin, nice, small, you know, one of those small things. I don't know what they're called. But it was amazing to think that that's how I started. I mean, I had the confidence, I had the charisma, I had the look and everything, but I just didn't know how to in a way, I didn't know what they wanted in a pageant. I didn't know how my hair should be and everything. And once I finished the pageant, I didn't win, I didn't place or anything like that. But I even thought, oh, that was good, but I wasn't sure if I was going to do it again. And I ended up going to Bulgaria and Turkey to do some singing and speak at some conferences. And then from there, I got an email. I got an email from the director, and she said to me that, are you going to do the next pageant? Are you interested in coming again? And she said, oh, and by the way, you featured in OK Magazine. And I was just like, what? Like, I was featured in OK Magazine. And I was just thinking, but I was wearing a cotton pink dress. And it was like, wow. And then I spoke to some of my friends, I said, friends, everybody check me out. I'm on OK Magazine. Go to buy OK Magazine and check it out. And they said that I'm in it. And they said, it's a good size as well. It's not just some little dinchy thing. It was actually like, I was actually there. I think it was 3 other girls that were in it too. So I was just like, wow, I'm in OK Magazine. I'm in OK. I was just so happy. But unfortunately, I wasn't there to see the magazine. And I was just like, oh no, why am I abroad? I need to be in London so I can buy this copy of the magazine. But I did get a copy after. They sent it to me through PDF. So I decided within myself I was going to continue doing beauty pageants. And the fact that the pageant director actually contacted me to ask me to enter again made me feel like, you know what, if someone believes in me or they think I should do it, then I should do it. So I wanted to make her proud, and I also wanted to make myself proud and go for opportunities. So I ended up entering, I think I did about 15 heats across the UK. I went to Miss Oxfordshire, or Miss Oxford. I went to Oxford. I basically did the Miss Essex competition where I placed as top 5. I did Miss Southampton. I did Miss Kent where I placed as top 7. I did Miss Leicester City. I competed for Miss Greater London, as I mentioned before, Miss Central London. I competed for Miss Wolverhampton. So I went all over the UK, going to all these different places. I pushed myself. I went to Miss South East as well. And sometimes I remember once having someone come up to me after the event and said, you were amazing. You were so good. You should have won. But they just said that there's just a few things you didn't do right, but you were just so good. You could have won that. You know, you were amazing. And I was just like, okay, so what could I have done? And they just mentioned like your hair, just like make sure you have your natural hair. And then they talked about the colour of my dress was, you know, wear a colour that brings you out. So for example, the next time I competed, I bought like a green dress because apparently that stands out on me. So that's how I started to realise that it's important to know the right colours, the right tones, the right hairstyle, and so on and so forth. And sometimes you can't see what you need to do for yourself. It's outsiders that will see it. So from there, I decided to continue on, and I didn't actually become a grand finalist for Miss Great Britain. In the end, I just didn't win. But I was second on the reserve list, and then I had an opportunity to be Miss Leeds because I think she dropped out. And so it was my moment. It was my time to shine. So what I did the year after, I basically entered the Face of Europe competition. I went in with a bang, and I went in with determination to succeed and determination to really win and get through to the grand final. But at the time, it was just my first heat. So I was entering for Miss Kent. Face of Kent. And basically, there were 2 awards at that time, which I didn't even know. But there was a charity award, and there was also a award for the overall Face of Kent. And so basically I ended up winning the charity award, which meant that I got a crown, a tiara. So I ended up getting my first sash and crown. And to be honest with you, it was an amazing achievement because obviously there was 2 winners there. Me, I was a winner, and the other girl that won Face of Kent was a winner. And basically I got put into a charity grand final where there would be all these different Miss Charity winners across the UK. And then that's how eventually I won Miss Charity UK out of the 12 girls that were in the grand final for Miss Charity UK. So it was an amazing opportunity. I felt like just by doing that one heat, this is what I achieved. And I ended up raising, I think I raised about £300 for charity, and I did it through selling some of my CDs and just trying to raise money for charity using my music and my motivational CD as a stepping stone to be able to help charity. So basically, when someone is given a sash like this, some people might think, oh, you know, what am I going to do with it? You know, at the time I had no experience in making appearances and all those different things. Even though I had a lot of TV appearances, I didn't know about going to events and making appearances. So I started to do that. I started to put myself out there to go to events, and I really just went on a mission just to go to events and stand out and make the most of my charity title, just as Miss Charity Kent. Instead of me just thinking, oh, it's just an award, I thought, no, I'm going to make the most of this opportunity. And so I started going places, started doing things, going on television, asking people to feature me on their blog, asking the press to feature me in newspapers. And by the time I knew it, I started to stand out in the pageant world. I started to be one of the leading pageant girls as far as I'm concerned, because people would notice me. People would say, oh yeah, Queen, they'll call my name, and people would say, I want you to come to this event. And people would invite me to like red carpet events and just all sorts of different things like that. I started to build a name for myself as Queen Chioma, and I started to just put myself out there, and I ended up racking up, so far in my life, I've ended up racking up over 150 TV appearances. I've been on Ben TV, I've been on MTV, I've been on BBC, I've been on Dinner Date. You might have seen me just the other day. If you go to iPlayer now, you can still watch me on Dinner Date. I'm going to be on it for the next, I think it's the next 25 days. So you can rewatch it. It's series 2 and it's episode 12. As you know, Dinner Date is on ITV, and ITV is a massive channel, so I was on that. I've been on Nollywood TV, I've been on RSTV Nigeria, and then I started to feature in more magazines as well. And this year I featured in Natural Sparkle magazine, and I also have had the chance to write for the Philippe Matthews show in America, where I basically was the writer for the royal wedding. So I got to talk about that and produce an article for that. And then I also featured on the website as Philippe's Best, which is an amazing thing to feature on, because he's basically saying the best in the world. Like, these people that I'm featuring as the best are the best in the world. So it's been an amazing opportunity. I've had lots of appearances at charity events, television appearances in magazines, newspapers, as mentioned. And then I made sure I was also on a mission to just do normal things as well, like small appearances. So for example, I would go to, like, not even necessarily that small, but I would arrange my own appearances. So I would go bowling wearing my sash and crown. I would go and play, ice skating wearing my sash and crown. I would go to I went to Madame Tussauds wearing my sash and crown. And sometimes I would spend one day raising money for charity. I would get all my friends to come along. We once wore like Santa hats, and then we went singing on the streets, holding charity tins and going, hey everybody, we're singing. Like, we'll sing songs, we'll be like, we wish you a Merry Christmas, just getting everybody to raise money for charity, please, just sponsor me, it seems very trivial. It seems like, oh my God, why are you doing that? But at the end of the day, guess how much money I raised for charity? I raised over £1,500 for charity and ended up winning the Miss Charity UK and the Miss Charity Europe titles. So basically, I really believe that beauty pageants is a great way to break into the media. It's a great opportunity for you to stand out, build confidence. It really does increase your charisma, your confidence. It makes you feel like you're a queen or a princess, and it really makes people respect you a lot more. I noticed that a lot of people respected me more. They wanted to book me more. They wanted to feature me. They wanted to know me. They wanted to get in with me. And if you want if you want to feel this way, maybe you've been bullied before. Maybe you've been put down and no one loves you and no one treated you the way you needed to be treated. If you've ever felt like that, I really do recommend beauty pageants. And so when I was having all this kind of glamour and I'm the woman, yeah, I'm the girl, man, I'm invited for all these television shows, yeah. Okay, I was having all those moments, but eventually I started to think to myself, you know what? This is really good, but how can it's not just, I don't want to just be the kind of person that's all about me. I want to be the kind of person that I'm actually giving something back. And when I finished my first degree, I made a decision to give back to youths. And I did. I started speaking at schools and colleges and universities, talking to them about how they can be academically successful as well. And I wanted to do the same thing with my pageant. I basically said to myself, I'm going to set up my own pageant and I'm going to help other girls have the same opportunities that I have had. I mean, I just had a little taster of what was to come, but I still made it like, you know what, even though I've just began, you know, I haven't made it yet, but I'm just, you know, I'm starting. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to still take the small I've achieved and I'm going to do something for others. So basically, I decided within myself that I was just going to really give back. And so one day, I decided I'm going to set up my own pageant. I'm going to do just a one-off pageant to raise money for charity. If only I'd known what was to come. I thought it was just a little thing. And I did it with a friend at the time. And basically we set up the pageant together and we just went for it. And it was so funny because when we chose the name for UKs Dazzling Beauty, we didn't choose the name. We had two different ideas of, I thought it should be UK's Precious Princess and she thought it should be UKs Dazzling Beauty. And so we decided to allow someone to pick out the names in a hat. And so basically they came along, picked the name in the hat. And then we were like, whatever it is, that's the pageant name. That is it, you know, because at least we don't have to blame ourselves if it went wrong. We could just say, oh, well, we didn't pick the name, did we? You know, that kind of thing. So basically, the name was picked and it was UK's Dazzling Beauty. So that was it. We just ran with it. And so we started giving out flyers. We would meet up. We'll just, you know, really market the event. And in the end, we kind of parted ways. But I continued on. And I was afraid at first. I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this all on my own. I have to pay for all these venues. And how am I going to have the Miss Massive Grand Final? And do you know what? I persevered. And today, UK's Dazzling Beauty has grown. It's amazing. I'm so happy that I've met amazing girls, young girls, you know, girls, young adults. I've met families, I've made friends, and I'm sure that many of you have felt like you've made friends too. You've connected with new people. I've met other people in the pageant industry who've come to be judges, who've come to perform at my events, and it's just been an amazing opportunity. Even I've got the chance to perform at the events as well, and just doing presenting. People sometimes say I should be a TV presenter, and I'm always like, oh, well, that's the least of the things I want to do. But to be honest, it's really helped me to increase my presenting skills and just dealing with the public. I'm always hosting the events and trying to entertain everybody. So I now see all the value in entering beauty pageants. So basically, I also want to talk to you about some of the challenges that I faced. I mean, I obviously mentioned that there was challenges with the fact that I didn't even win a place in the grand final after doing about 15 heats for Miss Great Britain. It was really devastating, but I bounced back. But there were still more challenges. There were other times where I didn't win or place. And I remember one time specifically when I was doing the Miss Great Britain competition, I remember going to Wolverhampton, as I mentioned before, traveling all the way from London. But I was so kind of, in a way, I was a bit like, woo, I was so excited that I didn't even think about the journey and the journey back home. I got down there to Wolverhampton, finished the pageant. I didn't even win and I didn't place. I think I came like top 8 or something, or 8th place or whatever it was. Yeah, 8th place, right? And on the way home, right, I basically realised, my friend explained to me that there was a 3-hour wait in Birmingham. So we had to get the coach or the train or whatever to Birmingham and then wait there for 3 hours, right? 3 hours of waiting in the cold. And then from there, we get the coach and it was a 5-hour trip back to London. Guess what time I got home? I got home at around 8 o'clock in the morning. I got to Victoria at 8. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe what time I'm getting home from a pageant that finished around 11 p.m. and I'm getting home in the morning, 8 a.m. in the morning. So there's a few things that I do not understand in the pageant world. One of the things I don't understand is when girls complain just because they didn't win one pageant, where they didn't win one live competition. So they think, that's it now, I'm going to give up, I'm never doing it again. That is just so, to me, it's like, you don't even speak my language. Because if you do some history, do some research of my history of how I entered and kept competing, and I didn't win, and I didn't win, and I didn't win, and I didn't win. I didn't even win on the 5th time. People would think, okay, by the 5th time you surely should win. But even I just still did not, because I didn't understand the pageant world. And there were other girls that had been in the pageant industry for years. They'd earned their right to be there. They'd earned their right to be the winner or the runner-up. And I was just a new girl with no experience in the pageant world. I had everything I had what it took to win, but I just didn't know what to do. And so another thing that I don't understand is why people don't come for pageant training. I learnt everything I could from the pageant coach when I was in Miss Great Britain. I just listened and I took all their advice on board. If they said I need to change my hair, I changed my hair. I changed my dresses. I changed my nails. I did as much as they said. I would listen. I was trying to like understand the pageant world, listen, take advice. And when I was in the Face of Europe competition, I booked for pageant coaching, and I do regret, I remember there was one time when I was running quite late to go for pageant training, and I booked to go with Face of Europe, but I didn't actually end up going because I was so late. And I really regretted that, because I felt like, you know what, if I had just gone for that session, I would have learnt something. And the good news is I did attempt to go, like I was trying to go, but I was just, my train, I think I missed a train, and then that was it. And so what I want to say to you is if you think a pageant is too far to travel to, then really decide to let go of that. So I basically think that your dream is 10 million times more important than you thinking, I can't do it, I can't, it's too far, it's too expensive, it's not this, all the excuses that people come up with. Too expensive. I remember paying for my friend to come to Disneyland Paris with me so that I wouldn't go on my own. If you really want to be successful in the pageant world, you need to be able to attract people to you. You need to be popular. Many people just do the bare minimum. You just invite one friend, or you just invite, 2 people. You need to really push yourself, because especially if you're in the UKs Dazzling Beauty competition, I'm very, very, very I take a no excuses approach. I really do believe that you have to push yourself and you have to just go for it, because at the end of the day, I have done the same. I've pushed myself, and that's why I've had over 100 TV appearances, over 150. I've pushed myself. That's why I ended up featuring in OK Magazine and It's You International and Natural Sparkle Magazine. And that's why I ended up being in the Islington Gazette and the Daily Echo and all these different magazines and newspapers that are out there, because I pushed myself. And my appearances were red carpet events, like I said to you, Madame Tussauds, and then lots of charity events and performing at different concerts and stuff like that. I've performed at the Royal Albert Hall, right? I have got myself out there. I've performed in Bulgaria, Turkey, Austria. I've performed in Nigeria, okay, to thousands of people. You may not know this about me, but this is what I've done. So when I hear people talking about, oh, I can't do this. Oh, it's too expensive. Oh, it's too far. I'm just thinking to myself, you are not ready. You are not ready for success, just wait, maybe another year, maybe next year you'll be ready. Because if you want it, I'm telling you, every single day you live, you better give your all. Let me tell you something about me. You may not know this, but sometimes I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I work for 2 hours and then I go back to bed. Okay. That's how bad I want it. Even if things are not done to the greatest level that it should be done, God knows how hard I work on this pageant. I work so hard. I work so hard I want to be the best, right? I want to be the best. I don't care how long it takes me. I will be the best. I will be the best. I want to be the best, and I will be the best. And I want you to have that same attitude. It's either you're going to be the greatest, you're going to be the best, or you're going to be the fastest. You're going to choose one of those things. And if you're in my pageant, you're going to be one of those girls. You're going to be the best, the greatest, or the fastest, okay? So don't take an excuses approach. Don't be thinking, I can't do it, it's too far, it's too short notice. I've had things come up with short notice. The only time I think you shouldn't do something is if you feel like within yourself, in your gut, it doesn't feel right. Maybe you feel in your gut that it's no, and it's for a reason. Maybe because you feel like it doesn't seem safe, or it seems like it's a scam, or maybe there's some reason why you feel that you shouldn't go. For example, you're not feeling well, you really are sick, But if it's just because you can't afford it, if it's because you think it's too far, if it's because just all these trivial reasons, all these reasons that you think that 1 million people haven't pushed themselves to overcome, then it's not worth it. Don't be jealous of people when they're successful, okay? When you don't win the whole title and the crown, if you don't win, which I hope you do win, but if you don't win, do not come and blame me. Don't come to me and say, oh my God, it was a fix and it was this and it was that. My question I would ask you is, did you buy the pageant handouts? Did you buy the 8 valuable pageant training worksheets that I was selling on the website just for £15, which I think is worth a lot more. I'll show you what they are. Okay, so let me just show you a few of them. So one of them is a pageant wheel of success. And basically, this is basically the areas that you need to focus on if you want to win pageants. Now, something like this, you might be spending all your time raising money for charity, right? You might be spending all of your time just buying your dresses or doing your rehearsals, whatever. You may be missing out on one of these areas, and that could be affecting your chance to win. So, for example, one of the areas that you need to focus on is social media. And so I list some of the places that you could, focus on. You need to also focus on, for example, pageant training and pageant coaching and classes. So this could include dance classes. It could just mean that you hire a studio and go and perform there. I'm telling you, girls last year, they did that. They actually would hire a studio and they'll just, even if it meant just practicing their talent, that's what they did. That's how much they wanted it. Okay, so this is my story to success, and I hope that you love my story, or that you've learnt something from it, or that you've been inspired by it. One thing I want to say is I'm definitely like a motivational person, so if I give you that push, don't be afraid of that push. Sometimes you need someone to say you can do it. And one thing is for certain, I would definitely not like to be where I am today, exactly in that same place next year. I want to be, maybe this time next year, I want to be driving in a new pink Mercedes or something like that. I want to be just traveling a lot more. I want to do amazing things. I want to move to the next level. And I want you to have that same thought. It's nice and comfortable to just stay at home and watch television and just be like, oh, I'm not going to that pageant. I'm not going to bother. Well, I'm not going to that. I'm not going to perform at that event. I can't be bothered. I'm busy. Oh, I'm just depressed. I can't be bothered today. But you know what happens? It just makes you more depressed when you keep on saying no. And the buzz you feel from doing a pageant, I can't even describe how you'll feel when you finish doing a pageant. Even if you don't win, if you don't place, I'm telling you, your confidence you'll just be like, oh my God, I did that. And no one will ever be able to take it away from you. Sometimes people try to take away your confidence. They try to knock you down. They try to push you down. But when you achieve something like I was in UKs Dazzling Beauty Grand Final, no one will ever be able to take that away from you. That will go down in history that you were in the competition. Our first winner, she was the first ever winner of UK's Dazzling Beauty. And that will go down in history forever. So if this pageant, maybe 20 years from now, becomes the biggest pageant in the world, or the next Miss World or something, that's always going to be in history, that the first UK's Dazzling Beauty was Louise Toms. So, what are you going to do to make history? Are you going to come and join the UK's Dazzling Beauty and perhaps win this year's crown? Or what are you going to do? You're going to start just like being involved in pageants, or maybe you're going to start your, resurrect your singing career, or go for your acting, go for your dance, or whether you want to go back to uni. What is it that you're going to do? I don't want you to end this year bored. I want you to end this year excited. I want you to be like, woo! I want you to be feeling good about your life, yeah? So make sure you do something amazing and just be inspired. And thank you for watching, and I hope this inspires you. Take care. Bye.